Oh no, oh no, oh no, wait.
We are here. It's
Where's
the
all my tingers?
Tinger. The
It can't be.
music's
I don't have my
going, or music
machines.
was going. Welcome back.
I'm hitting
Music
my
was going.
bong.
We have been.
We're on a break from the Happy Together tour,
We are.
right? We're on a break from the Happy Together tour. We're a little out of, we don't have our good clothes that we normally wear here on our podcast because they're on the bus. And so the bus
Yeah.
has got all of our clothes. That's why we look like this. And
Thundercats.
and Susan, what did you guys do? Oh, Susan, ring us in.
Because you all are always talking over my darn
Oh,
cows
look at this
and my
reaction.
bells.
Everyone.
Now hush.
Oh, a little bit. Something's weird with
You
that.
guys have to be quiet.
What do we?
Everybody who's watching sees the green screens. They know what you're doing. Watch, I have control.
Yeah, we heard that.
Because you weren't speaking over me. You don't know.
We want to thank Susan for
hold on.
bringing us in to our new show.
Oh, go ahead, Paul. I was going to brother her up.
Do I need a drink?
Yeah. I was just saying that Susan rung us in. We're here. We're leaving tomorrow to go back out onto the Happy Together tour.
Yes.
We just did the Pacific Amphitheater, and I got to tell you, there were a lot of people there that listened to the podcast because I talked to them, and they're loving the podcast. They're laughing a lot. One gal told me that she was laughing so hard in her bedroom, her husband came in and said, "Hey, are you laughing at me?" And she went, no, I'm laughing at this. And she pointed to her earphones, and it was our podcast.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I've been noticing? I've been noticing about the podcast all as we travel across the country. People are constantly quoting, I'm sorry, it's true, pufferfish. And it's like, and then like one lady was all like, does he need me to, I've been collecting facts. Does Paul want me to send them to him? I'm like, well, Paul might, but I think pufferfish likes to get his own.
No,
yeah,
that's true.
But you can certainly send them to Paul. He knows pufferfish pretty well, and it might be an easy thing.
Okay. I'll say yes next time.
And even at even at the info address where you can contact info@cowsill.com.
Yeah.
Say, hey, give this to Paul. I almost feel like they're sneaking up to, hey, give this to Paul. He'll give it to pufferfish.
I do too. He's like the favorite on the podcast. Whatever with that. It's just because you guys talk over me and nobody ever hears all my cool stuff.
Well, I believe that there's probably.
Oh my God, are you guys packed?
No.
I am.
I left most of the stuff on the bus. See, guys, when we leave for a break, we're allowed to leave pretty much most everything we have on the bus, so we don't have to cart it around home and get it back out. You know.
Yeah, they're really nice like that, aren't they?
They're very good about that.
Hey.
What's this?
I got a new suitcase. Yes. Look at it. It's just like my other one, but it's brand new.
Paulie, that's super nice. Hey, podcasters, really nice. Look at Paulie's great suitcase.
Look at the edges.
Super nice edges, Paul. I know all of our listeners and viewers agree. I hope this is a visual podcast we're doing because they'll have missed.
It is. And that's that is a Swiss
Army knife bag.
You know, this
very cool, Paul. Very
bag,
cool.
Yeah.
I might have to go that route next time my stuff blows up in the trailer.
But yeah, I'm all packed.
Okay. Bob, are you
because
packed?
I only need 4 t-shirts.
I'm reading info@cowsill.com. I've got to look. I usually look at that before each episode.
I kind of thought you were doing some light reading while we were podcasting, and I was going to talk to you later.
This is so cool. Listen to this, Bob. You, Bill, and I sang together. Now I've got my attention. In the St. Joseph's Choir in Canton, Ohio.
Holy guacamole.
Wow.
Yeah. Of course, Sister Marita would never call anybody by their nickname. So I was John Pachuta rather than my preferred Jack. So this is a person. What amazes me about a person like this, and thank you for writing, is that they remember. You know, it's like, how do you remember someone from grade school that you were in a choir with? Even if they became famous later. Huh.
I know, exactly. If John had become famous, you'd be knowing him.
I don't know if I'd remember. I was too afraid of the choir
master. He became
master.
famous. You don't understand the correlation. Because he became famous, you would. He didn't remember you either, Bob, unless you were Bob Cowsill. Sorry.
No, he said he sang with me and Bill in that choir. He remembered.
But he probably wouldn't have remembered you.
So here's the deal. if he was me and he became famous, and I read his history and said, "Hey, I was in the St. Joseph's Catholic Choir in Canton, Ohio," then I'd know he was with me.
You
That's
understand from what I speak.
Yeah. I hope he just doesn't write again after hearing this. Say, no, you got to remember, we used to steal candy together, or something clever like
and
that.
then you got to say, no, you're mistaken. That was my brother Richard.
Wrong brother, wrong brother.
Yeah,
but
that was my twin.
So everyone's been hearing our episodes that we did before we left for the summer tour. This is the first one. We are literally in our break. You've heard all the episodes up until now. So we are talking in real time now.
Okay.
Yes.
Should we let them know about how groovy everything? I mean, what should we talk about then if this is great?
Yeah, and the thing that just comes out at me immediately is the Pacific Amphitheater. If you've never seen it, you guys, it is huge. It holds like 7,500 people. So, and it's all in an amphitheater setting, and it's attached to the the Orange County Fair. And it is a night to always remember because you go out there and you're close to the audience, which is a lot of fun, but it is massive. I mean, it is huge. And
it's a big night.
For me, it's really one of the best places. When I know we're playing there, I get very excited. Like Chinook Winds in Oregon, that excites me when we're going to be able to be there because we're there 2 days. But man, the Pacific Amphitheater, it always is full. You know, it's that fair connection. It's just a great time, and a lot of relatives show up there. And I was happy to see my grandkids there and all that. So,
and also, y'all guys, about the amphitheater, up at the very top, they have a grassy area, and they have, and this is a new thing that I am very interested in, which is eco grazing. And so instead of mowing lawns and all carbon footprints and all that, they just get some llamas, some goats, and some donkeys. They come up and eat the grass and look cute up there while you're playing to llamas and donkeys and people.
When we were there this time, when we started the Rain the Park and other things, which was the first song of the show, I looked up at that. You can see the hill from the stage, of course. I look up, and sure enough, there's nothing on there, but sure enough, a very majestic llama comes up and just stares down at the stage. It was great.
And it is great. Those kind of animals you can use in that manner, you know. Up here in Oregon, we get these little electric fences, and you put a couple of goats in there, and they'll eat down all of that area. You move that fence, and they'll eat down that area. And it's funny, people go, well, look at, you're not using fuels, or, you know, look at, this is like the best way to go because it's so organic, right? But honestly, you guys, there's this thing that is produced. It's called methane gas from all of these animals eating, and you know, the methane gas is going into the atmosphere. There's so many cows
in the poop, world, right?
Yeah, because of the poop, it's methane.
But that's also a fertilizer too. So you're going to get it one way or the other. So if at least you get a good one moment of because that's the other thing about it.
Yeah, so, you're not going to use their poop though for mulch.
No, but I mean, they're pooping on the grass that they're eating, and isn't that just natural fertilizer? No?
Well, in a certain way, yeah. You don't want to use that for your carrots, though, because you'll be ingested.
You know what I mean, dude.
I do, yes.
I'm saying we're going to have gas emissions either way.
Very interesting sidebar. I love that we covered the gas emission issue that's going on now.
I thought we didn't do politics.
It got us a bit away from the tour.
We didn't.
We'll bring it back to the tour. Hey, no, let me do a word association with you, both of you. I'm going to give you a word, and you're going to tell me the one word that comes to mind right away. Ready?
Okay.
The bus.
Black.
Black. Paul?
Stop.
Bus stop.
Bus stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I meant the tour bus.
I'm sorry.
I said our tour bus.
Playing password.
Yes, I love it.
Susan's correct. We do have a black tour bus, but that wasn't really a compelling.
Okay, wait, I want to do it. Bob?
Yeah.
Bus.
Igloo. It's freezing. It's 68 degrees.
Oh, igloo.
It's a moving icicle through the country. And
it's cold noses.
You hear all kinds of things. Even Ron Hausfeld told me, Ron, that's not his last name for real. He told me that he's sitting there. I said, Ron, now we're sitting, okay, 3 of the kids on the bus had never seen the Pacific Ocean. You know, Rachel and Carl. So they're at the window, but they all got blankets around their shoulders. They look like, what's going on? I look at Ron, I said, Ron, your people are suffering over there. I have 3 layers on. I'm fine. Look at them. And you look it over, they're looking at the Pacific Ocean, but all you see is a wall of blankets because they're so cold. But then Ron says,
Yeah.
this gets too warm in here and the air conditioning unit on the top of this bus breaks, then you're really going to regret something. I'm not complaining. I'm just observing, And that's what he said. And the other thing is something about bacteria and stopping bacteria from forming. If it goes to 75, we have more bacteria. I'm going, all right, whatever. But that's my thing about the bus.
Yeah.
My word association.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is our home. It is our home. It
is our home. And I'm hoping to bump it up, you guys, because I have these clips that I hope will work for our front room. So when we don't want any of the offered lighting, we could just go with the Christmas lights.
Yes, we have been remiss.
We're out for 5 weeks.
And this is 9th year behavior. The first summer, we couldn't get the Christmas lights up fast enough. And it was just so exciting. But now it's like June.
Yeah. I waited for the last leg.
And then you have to find out if you're going to keep the same bus. Now, last summer, we had 3 different buses. This summer, we have the same bus. You can decorate.
Last summer, we had trust issues. So we weren't willing to lay down roots because they kept yanking it up from us. That's right. Trust issues.
So let's see. What's a routine day? So here's what happens.
Well, and the other thing about.
Hold on. Go, Polly.
What? The
other thing about the bus.
The tour, not the bus, but the tour itself is. So, in the early times, like in 2015 and 2016, it was like waiting for Christmas for this tour to get to you, that you were literally on the tour. And it was like, and now it comes so quick. Now it just happens, you go, wow, we're going to go out, it's just crazy how, and I don't know what that is, but, anticipation of wanting to be on it, it seemed like it took forever. And now we're in our 9th year, to your point, Bob. And then it's like, oh my God, it's already upon us. What, Susan?
For people with day jobs. I mean, it's like, I'd never had a day job. I mean, I had a couple, but like not in my real work. And so it's like at the first, it was the new job and the excitement. Now it's just Laverne and Shirley kicking in. Now, not like we don't love it, because of course we do, but you get used to your job. And so that element of ooh is added there. It's almost like whoa.
In 15 and 16, we still have the unknown. Now, 9 years down the road, we know what's coming. And so every May, for me anyway, I get butterflies. I don't know why.
I do too, Bob.
I threw it 8 times, but I still get the butterflies. Oh my God, it's coming. Oh my God, it's coming. Because you're going to disappear for 3 months. And it's like, oh my God, it's coming. Oh my God, it's coming. But you're excited, but it comes at you like a freight train. I don't know.
It's like this, you guys. It reminds me, because I watch a lot of shows like this, but it's like when you go through a portal. It's like right before you're getting ready to go through to the other side, you're like, I'm leaving it all behind and there's no turning back. And then you go through and you're like, oh, it's 1722. This is lovely. I don't even remember those people. But it's kind of like that. Of course you do, but like you get into this like zone.
All right, what's a daily day?
Well,
go ahead.
A daily day.
And the funny thing about it all is that, so, we all have our people, but, and we're with them during breaks. And, but when you get on this bus, there's all of a sudden there's people that, you haven't really been seeing. And that's a funny kind of thing where we are with a ton of people, and then you're off it and you go, whoa, holy moly, that was something.
And then you're right back into the social spin. And totally. Bob, I like your idea. Let's each guy do their day on the bus.
Here's the deal. Go. Our bus, what are there, 9 of us? Now the bus holds 12, everybody. And
don't tell, we have less than the others and they'll find out.
Nah, not going to listen to our podcast. So the bus, you have these sleeping quarters in the center. Okay. They go 3 on one side, 3 on the other, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. You got 12. Okay. We're like the Three
Stooges.
I'm on the bottom. Paul's second. Susan's on top. The only time I get nervous on the bottom is I have claustrophobia and get afraid of the dark down in the berth. So I might freak out and have to get out. Or the other thing that freaks me out is that Paul rolls over and above me. I know it's built well. The bus is built well, but I don't want Paul's berth falling on me. So and he just moves. It's no big deal. But Paul's like 180 pounds, moving up above me. And I go, boy, he sounds like a big bear. I hope this thing's built. And I even one time pushed up on the roof of my berth to make sure it felt good.
Because one year, and y'all will remember this, and it might have been the year before, there were some bunks. It was the only time I ever questioned, because I think about them up top. There was some bunks that you could move, and they were not cool. And that's probably was your worst summer of that, because you saw how shoddy they were.
No, I don't know. I get different fears every year. Okay. This is a new one.
Okay, somebody, let's roll. So what? Let's roll out a day. Like I'll start. Like, okay, so we're on the bus. Okay. And let's just say that we left at midnight from wherever we just played. And now we get on the bus and we're eating pizza after the show and wings, and everybody's milling about and getting settled. And then everybody goes a blah, 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 until everybody gets tired. And then everybody gets tired and they all go to bed. And that is when Susan, Paul, and Bob kind of go, all right, now that's when we wake up. And we've already blah, blah, blah with everybody, but now we're round two. And round two is Bob, Susan, and Paul. They watch their shows, they get whatever personal work done they need, and they just kind of roll out the night. They go night-night, they wake up. Now, sometimes you go to bed at 4 a.m, sometimes you go to bed at 6, sometimes you go to bed at 2. So depending on that, if you wake up when everybody else is getting up around 10-ish, good luck, soldier, because you're going to go up into the front galley and there's going to be everybody sitting there all just woke up and freaked out, and they either have coffee or they don't. Think about your morning at home, friends. Okay, so you've done that. And so everything normal about morning really must be put on pause until you land at noon to your gig. So it goes from midnight to midnight usually. So now it's noon and it's load in time, and most of the people are up and out of the bus, and I'm getting up. I am freezing my takkata off, so I have to put on several layers of things. And then I come out, I get my coffee, which is really fun. Usually it's cleared out. You can sit down, just kind of get your act together. Usually Bob's usually up for me. Paul will be trailing behind, usually, not by far, because we go, I don't know, Bob's up in the morning like Grandma Brooks kind of guy. And so then we say, okay, is anybody inside the venue? Has anybody seen anything? Do we know if there's showers? Are we having our dressing room on the bus or inside? And so then we do a recon, and also about food. They serve us breakfast, lunch, and dinner at these places we go to. So we go in, we say, oh, the chicken noodle soup, oh, the tuna, oh, the shower's here. Polly tells you where towels are. And then you decide when you want to take your shower. Then you take your shower, and then you have to go do all the girl stuff every night, which I look forward to not. And then we play our show. That's my day. Polly, Bob.
Paul?
Well, it's been a great show. Susan, once again, has taken up all the time we had for you people out there with her.
This is our own show. So you tell your version. I can't wait.
No, honestly, your version sounds like my version.
Well, here's the deal.
We do.
Are you freezing when you get up?
It can differ. I mean, and here's to give you a nuance. Some of you are going, what do you mean shower? What do you mean looking for a shower? What's going on out there? We live on the bus. We live on the bus. Other people, Little Anthony, Gary Puckett, the boat, all the other people do not live on the bus. They are brought to hotel rooms in the evening. Okay. And here's why we live on the bus. If the bus has to leave, let's say 4 a.m., we're asleep at 4 a.m. on the bus as we pull out. The hotel people have to set their alarms for 3 or 3:30 and get to the lobby to get on the bus at the 4 o'clock lobby call. And we avoid all of that. We avoid the shuttles after the show to these hotel rooms. We just come in for the pizza and wings, and it's great. We do pull in around 11 or 12. We watch the real workers of this tour, which are the crew and Rachel, our merch girl, get to work and set this stage up. It is remarkable. We go to every sound check. we were going to them anyway because it's kind of fun to fill the
I
afternoon.
forgot sound check. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, and Carl's our house guy, and he likes us to do the rain in the park at the end of sound check to get it because we start the show. So we love the sound check, and we do that, and we love to watch all the personalities at work that are out in the summer that are new, and or some of the old ones we know already. And then after the sound check, then it's that little gray area before, okay, an hour before the show, I'm going to get dressed. A half hour before the show, I'm going to report to backstage. That's my daily thing. The shower, sometimes it's not a shower, guys, at the venue. Sometimes it's the best shower you could ever imagine. But what we need to report on is two things. How hot is the water and what's the stream like? If it's a stream that has a circle of water with a hole in the middle, you're disappointed. If it's like, oh, it hardly comes out, but the water's hot, that's the kind of shower you're going to get. So you buck up and you get in there and you do what you got to do and get out. It's not always luxurious, but you deal with that to having control. It's odd. There's 26 people in the two buses on the road with us, yet you're alone. I don't know how to explain it. You're with 26 people, but you're alone at the same time. It's weird. And every day, so after I've reported to backstage, the show's going to go. We're going to be done in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We're going to watch the rest of the show, get on the bus, have the wings, the pizza, not every night, but it's exciting when it happens, and do the same thing the next day. Over 60 times.
Nice, Bob. Yep. Paulie, can you cover our Walmart runs when you roll out, Paul?
The importance of the supply.
Well, I was just going to say, we usually we have a day off, and usually it takes us a few days. Even like right now, we're going to go back on Wednesday. It's going to take us a few days to have, but we left some food there. Hopefully it'll be there because this year we've had the same bus. Last year we had 3 different buses, so we couldn't leave anything on any of the buses. So that made us come back with no food on the bus. But this year, we've had the same bus, and so there'll be some staples. There'll be dry goods there. As far as that, and then
all right, Paul's being
frozen. So for those times we're eating tuna, but we're going to buy. Bob's going to buy chicken noodle soup, the Progresso, and. So the Walmart thing becomes really important, and it'll be very important for this third leg because this is a grinder, man. This is like 6 weeks of just nonstop traveling and music.
6 on, 1 off.
Yeah, but for me, the whole day is just getting ready to do the show. So I could literally be in my outfit if I want to feel getting into it earlier. I'll put it on 2 hours before a show. And, if I'm feeling aches and pains, I put that outfit on and they all go away. It's like taking a pill, a magic pill, putting on the outfit. And that's my day. And then we do the show, and I look forward to doing the show. And then I'm all very excited about the evening coming up, even if it doesn't turn out to be the way I thought about it. Like I'm thinking I'm going to watch something bitching and it's not there. It's not on because we're off in our times and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm just waiting to do the show. That's why, all the stuff in between is actually what we're being paid for. We're to do the show. Hell, that's easy. Yeah. And that's the fun thing. We do that for free. It's getting paid for all the logistics and all that other stuff.
As our dear friend Jackson Brown said only 2 nights ago, we spend our time in the hotel rooms and we wander around backstage, and the curtains up and the lights go on and we remember why we came.
Love it.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, that is capsulized it, really.
Some of you,
that's it.
Some of you podcasters out there are probably going, wait a minute. They give you lunch. Susan even said breakfast. Once in a while, there is breakfast, lunch and dinner every time. They give you lunch, they give you dinner. What's with the Walmart? Here's the deal. Everyone has their taste in meals. Or let's say the dinner is on the 3rd floor of a building a block away from the bus, and you don't even feel like walking up to it eventually. You got to have your hot dogs and your spaghetti and your chicken soup on the bus so you can just do your own dinner.
Yeah.
And we are known to do that. You don't always have to get the free food. Why buy a hot dog when you get a free food? Well, I don't know why, because we need the bus to be our home.
Right.
And they're always serving dinner at like 5 or 5:30, and that's before the show. And I don't eat before a show.
No bueno.
So I'm waiting till after the show, which puts an excitement into the night again. Oh, what am I going to have to eat? That kind of thing. So that's always a fun thing to think about as you're doing the finale.
It's funny.
Sometimes you think about it so much while you're doing the finale that you kind of run right off stage and go get that snacky.
I think
that's happened.
I think if we don't comment on something that's obviously with us this summer that has never been before, it would be unfair. We got to talk about little Anthony. We got to talk about
yes,
man, and this kind, gentle soul. He's what, Paul, 82? You said, I think 82. So I got to tell. I'll tell you a quick story.
Yes, 82.
So Anthony's going to come out on the tour, but like the rest of us, he knows nothing about the tour, and he's 82. So the tour, at one point, we get to 40 cities when you get your itinerary in the spring, and we see 40 cities, which is 47 was our record up until a few years ago. So you always counted on 40 or 47. So little Anthony see 40, but then it got to 60. So I heard from little Anthony's manager, would I talk to little Anthony about the tour, And Anthony's voice. As soon as he talked, I said, "This sings like he used to."
Talks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he goes, "Bob, let me tell you, when it was 40 cities, I thought, well, I can do 40 cities. I'm 82, but I can do this. But now it's 60." He goes, "That's like 20 more." So it was fun.
Man.
I really enjoyed bringing Anthony through a little look. Here's how it rolls, and I told him, and you guys know this, the first week you do your first two shows. By the fourth or fifth show, you're going, whoa, my body's not used to this. By the seventh show, you want the eighth. Give me the ninth. Give me the 10th. You get in this rhythm where it's okay. You don't, how do you do it every night? It's a rhythm thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you do. And the first week's the toughest because you're going to go over telling your body you're going to be doing this for 3 months. And you go, oh, okay. You're going to get a couple of rough nights. Realizing that. And then the other thing about the whole summer is take care of your voice. And other than that, and be friendly.
That's a big one, though. Let's talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because seriously, I never understood what that meant my whole life. And speaking of the guy again, but Jackson, no one told us. But I remember Jackson used to not go talk to anybody, no hanging out after, no hanging out before. And I always thought, oh, it's so precious. It's like, no, it's essential because if you go on that kind of continuum, you're wearing it out, man. And you gotta, I lost my voice 1 year and I will never forget it. And that's what sets you in your seat where you realize you are not invincible. You are not, these things, you can get something and then now you can't work. And that's no bueno. And that's a fear I take into every summer, I must admit. Paulie?
Well, yeah, imagine little Anthony then, because this guy's a consummate professional, guys. I mean, he knows what it's all about. He talks to us and it's all about showbiz and you kids are showbiz and, this and that. But the funniest, not a funny thing, just kind of an interesting thing about little Anthony. So we're at Jim Thorpe at Penn's Peak. Okay. And you know how we're outside there and there's that ramp and then, you literally go on stage from backstage. There's no hanging out on the sides and stuff like that. So I was talking to little Anthony and we were just talking. And so, it's about time for him to go. And he goes, I got to get ready, and he does this whole thing. And he turns to me and it's just me and him on the ramp. He turns to me and he goes, 67 years I've been doing this. And then he just turned and opened the door. It was like a movie shot, and off he went onto the stage. And that's why when I introduced, I go 67 years in showbiz.
I know. I hear you say that.
Told me.
And people,
well, that's because he had told me that.
Just in case little Anthony isn't ringing, it's not everyone, but his songs are like, going out of my head over you is his song,
Also Hurt So Bad, the Linda Ronstadt hit. Her version is exactly like his.
Yeah. And this guy was 17 like us.
Nice.
Anthony was like us having kids. He was 17, 16 years old. He was just like us. We all came from this musical kind of life and met here. And you guys, he's got about a few moves on stage. He's so pro. He has fine-tuned his act so well that he can just make a move and get a reaction, And it's really impressive. And it was a fun lift this summer for all of us.
Oh, big
Yeah,
time.
for
And his
sure.
spirit. He's a really
Well,
lovely guy. Go ahead, Polly.
and the people are genuinely excited because nobody's, I mean, the audience wise, nobody's seen little Anthony in a long time. He's been out there for sure, but our audience might not be his audience in his normal day. So he's got these people. I got to tell you something, you guys. The first he's introduced by Shadow Stevens. That's a fun thing, and then all of a sudden the music starts, and then little Anthony takes a step out onto the stage and the place goes crazy.
They
They
do.
just hear it's almost like when Bob Hope used to come out and people would just clap like, oh, it's Bob
Thanks for
Hope.
the
Holy
yeah, yeah,
moly.
yeah.
He gets
Well, and
that same kind of cred.
here's the
Yeah.
thing too, like I'm sure there were a lot of people my age, okay, and you're sitting there going, I know the name, and then somebody's
Yeah.
going, oh, trust me, you'll know the music, and you're like, yeah, not so much, and then you get the titles, and you're like, still not there. Oh, the Letterman did that. Oh, Ronstadt did that. So okay,
Yeah.
and now I'm sitting here first night, and I hear that voice. And all of
Oh
a sudden,
yeah.
I'm in Auntie Jean's car going to Second Beach with Grandma, Mom, and Jean, and it's black and white life. It's 65, 60, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
It was
remember,
early.
I'm getting chills telling you guys because I
It's
remember
early.
hearing it, and all of a sudden, I'm realizing I get to spend the summer with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is such a humble man. He could have the biggest ego. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He's got more right.
He could be spitting on all of us, and he's not. He just takes us in with love. He's all about this love thing and
Yeah,
and loving what he's doing.
He's the only guy I've ever had in my life. Like, you know how I am. Don't try and hug me out there if you ever don't do this on TV. But like, I like to hug if I'm the guy hugging, and that's how I will show. And Anthony, guys, and first of all, you're not allowed to do that as a guy, number one. But Anthony will be walking by and he'll look at me and he'll just go, hey, and he just wants to give me a hug. Thank you, baby. And he'll walk along and I'm like, that's my jam. I mean, that is how he is just precious.
And he's a road warrior, guys. Like Paul said, 67 years, because he does bus. Yeah, he takes his hotel room because he says, I really like my bed and TV. But he does bus like any pro anywhere. That's the report.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Not on our
pushes
bus.
his.
He's on the other bus, but they're reporting in that this guy's a road warrior. He's cool, because you never know. Not everyone.
And he's a big family man. His lovely wife came out to visit. His granddaughter sent him off. He tells me all the time he's missing them. I'm like, how you doing today? Anthony goes, I'm good, baby. I'm missing my grandbaby. I miss my girl. He's a trip. He's the best.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
You're going to love it, people.
And he made Gary Puckett not the oldest guy. So I'm sure Gary loves Anthony as well. He gets to be younger than somebody out there.
And also, so everyone knows, just in case you don't, there's a huge merch table with this tour, and it is cool as can be. There's only two vinyls on there. The Turtles and the Cowsills have the two vinyls for sale, But Mark Volman, who's doing great, by the way, we know you all know about Louis Body and what Mark's going through. He is rocking the summer, has an autobiography.
Really rocking.
On that merch.
Killing it.
He is the funniest guy. You guys, where do you see him in the show? He knows how to MC. He's very good at it. When he starts.
And listen, you guys, when he starts doing this stuff about not remembering the band's names, you got to remember that this is his shtick. So now that you know he's got Louis Body and you read the People article, and then he's going to go, oh, what was that guy's name? Well, this is part of his games that he likes to play.
Oh, he's
initially.
He'll go, look at Godfrey and go, I don't know his name, but he's my very best friend on the tour. He'll go like that.
But there will be a time where he doesn't, and we're all ready for that too. But he is doing so great. He said he's living his best life. That's what he told me.
Yep. And, for him to be not remembering the drummer, Chris, let's say, but then he comes out with Calamari. I mean, I don't even know Chris's last name or how to say it. And Manny as well, Fucarasso. Mark says it completely right. Even, so you don't know what he's sticking and what's Louis.
He likes that too. He likes that.
Also, everyone, as soon as we arrive, by now we've repeated venues, of course, but there's always new ones. But I remember this tour brings us to the most amazing historical venues that you could ever imagine performing in. I mean, these 3,000, 4,000
Yeah.
seats.
And for history buff like myself, I come unglued. It's like
it's incredible, the locations of some of these places, man, just unbelievable.
Yeah, so we got it made in the shade, y'all.
Now we do have our winter band.
We're going to Vegas on the 8th. I was going to say something, but I forgot.
You were, yeah.
Oh, cool. Go ahead, Bob.
We turned the band corner for winter.
Hey, this is our segment, see?
All right, you stop me if it comes to you, Paul, because I just run it down. Yeah, Vegas on the 8th at the Golden.
I will.
September 8th. October 6th, we're in Arlington, Massachusetts. October 7th, well, that's a private party, so don't worry about that. Then we got the Flower Power Cruise and the romance, 70s romance and rock and romance cruise. We have December 9th.
Only just begun.
More about it.
We could do Afternoon Delight. It's a one-hit wonder. However,
out in the
that would be a good one for the 70s crew. It's 77.
77. Here's the deal.
I like that one, Polly.
Here's the deal, folks. We've had our 60s show, as you know, with our 60s cover tunes. You know it well. Now we're doing the 70s cruise. We have to rehearse and learn a 70s cover tune set. So now we're in the process of what songs are we going to do? You guys can suggest some if you want. We'll read them if you want. Right now we've decided on
I could do Her So
Bad by the Cars, Heatwave Ronstadt version sped up a little. There was a third one. Oh, it's so funny, you guys. So as a band, we decide artistically
no matter what.
We're done with I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family. Everyone knows the association. We're done playing it live. We got other songs we want to do. But by saying yes to the 70s cruise, what makes its triumphant return to the Cowsills musical set is, ladies and gentlemen, I Think I Love You. It is back, and it's roaring, and it's going to be a big part of the set.
It'll be great.
It will be great. So I
have the puka shells still here that I can wear.
That is awesome.
It'll be fun.
So I think that's it, other than other things in the spring. I'm sure we'll be playing otherwhere. We'll be at the Cutting Room eventually.
And another song, Country Roads by John Denver. That's 71.
That's 71.
No matter what. Yeah.
We would finally have a sing-along. Wow. Yes. We could take the mic and the last chorus pointed to the audience like Gary Puckett always gets to do.
Very exciting stuff.
I can't wait to do it.
I can't wait to do it either. I can't wait to do it either.
Speaking of not being able to wait.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna be doing some episodes out there, I guess, guys, because we're gonna get them done. This will be
gonna be weird.
It might, but we're gonna grab some folks on the tour with us and sit them down and have a little visit with them. It'll be kind of fun. Maybe we'll have a bus visit with them.
And we might be like.
We used to do May Pangs from the Bus Guys, so and that was their podcast, and so we would do that once a week.
All right.
It can be done.
And we just have to. We can do that. We can do that.
Because guys, one thing the tour does do. One thing this tour does is it forces you to manage your life from that road, and it forces you to, but at the same time, leave that life to go on the road. And so you spend a lot of time managing when you're not in the show. There's a lot of management going on. You're managing your food, your family, your issues, your businesses, everything is managed from that bus.
Your life at home, your life on the road.
Everything out there. Yeah.
But we'll have some.
You're stressing me out, y'all. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Susan already wants to give 3 reruns of podcasts for the rest of August, but we're going to be in some fresh episodes. We have people that want to talk to us, and we're going to have a good time.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We
will.
I guess that's it. We can say goodbye.
Well, campers.
Oh, you look like you're going to say something. I guess he's not going to say something.
I like the space we're having. You know how startling it must be for anybody to be watching our podcast when there is silence?
Oh, right.
That's like a radio interview where there's silence.
Yep. We'll see everybody around the corner down on the farm.
Yeah.
Around the bend, we're going to have this groovy location.
New Bank, New Jersey.
I got a new necklace.
Paul's got his new necklace for the tour.
Look at the colors.
colors.
Hey, that's gorgeous.
Very good.
Right?
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
I
Kiki's got your
got
stones.
these new readers. We're all getting our supplies.
Oh, yeah.
Those look sharp.
Sharp, super sharp.
All right, so people, yeah, we're gonna see you out there, New Bank, New Jersey, Thursday night. Start there, and guys, I'll see you out there. See you in New Jersey, right? All right, folks, we'll
See you in the airport or wherever in the shuttle.
see you next week.